Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Carlos with the Institute of Musical Arts. Today I'm continuing with a small series of videos for La Bamba, and we're doing them with our ukulele. So on the first video, I was teaching you the strum pattern. Now what I'm going to do is actually teach you how to change the chords with that strum pattern. If you haven't watched the video with the strum pattern first, I highly recommend you do that and practice it before you attempt to put the chords on this, unless you're someone who already plays and you just want to learn the strum with the chords, which would be okay in that case. So anyway, let me move this so that we can get started. So now let me show you the chords that we're going to use for this song. First one we're going to use is G. And you're probably familiar with this. Finger 1 on string 3, fret 2, finger 2 on a string 1, fret 2, and finger 3 on a string 2, fret 3. Then we're going to use C, and I recommend that you just slide your finger 2 over to the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Our next chord is going to be D. You're probably used to playing D this way, which is okay. But for this song, we're going to play D by placing a bar on the 2nd fret, and then our finger 4 is going to be on the 5th fret of the 1st string. Okay, bar on the 2nd fret and finger 4 on fret 5 of the 1st string. So we will be playing G, C, and then D, and back to C, and then you slide back to G. Okay? So the way we're going to do this is, let's look at our first measure. We're going to start with G, and we say down, and this is 1 and 2. Okay? This is with G. 1 and 2. And then on 3, we're going to change to C. 3. Okay, and then the 4th beat, we're gonna do the down beat still on C, but on the up beat of the fourth beat, on the up beat, we're going to change to D. Okay, so it's going to be like this. Look, 1 and 2 and 3, C, and 4, and on the upbeat of the 4th beat of this measure, we change to D. Let's practice that again. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and if it's not coming up okay right now, just play it along with me several times and you'll be able to get it. Here we go again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 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 okay, so that's the first section. Now let's look at the second section. We are already on the D, and on the second measure we said we start with a rest, and we're gonna do 1 and 2, and on the upbeat of the second beat, okay, we're going to go back to C like this. Look, we are on the D, and we say 1 and 2 and. Let me do it again. We start the second measure with D, and we say 1 and 2 and. We change to C on the upbeat of the second beat. Okay? Again, 1 and 2 and. Again, 1 and 2 and. One last time. 1 and 2 and. And then beats 3 and 4, you stay on C. 3 and 4 and. So we're working on the second measure. Let me do it again. We start with D, which we already have from the previous measure, and we say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The key is to make sure you change to C on the upbeat of the second beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again, 1 and 2 and, I'm sorry, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to join the first measure and the second measure very slowly. Okay? Going back, watch me do it a couple of times first before you attempt to do it, okay? We go 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and. Okay, you know you can click on the timestamp link so you can review this section a few more times if you need to. This time around, I'm gonna go ahead and do it a little bit faster. I'm gonna go ahead and count a few times only, and then I'll go ahead and play it without counting, okay? Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. right, if you're able to play along with me on this, at this speed, that means you're doing really well. And so, the only other thing that I can suggest is there are other variations of the chords which you can use. One change you can do is go to play the G like this. Finger 1, fret 5 of the first string, finger 2, fret 7 of the third string, and finger 3, fret 7 of the second string. And that is another way for you to play G. Then you can play your C by putting your finger 3 on the 7th fret of the first string and then play all the other strings open. So from this position that you were in a minute ago, right here, just bring this finger down and that is your C. And then you're going to be playing the D and you can play it like this. Do a half bar on the 5th fret, only covering the lower 3 strings, and then your finger, or the lower 2 strings if you want, and your finger 2 is going to be on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and you have your finger 4 on the 9th fret of the 1st string. Okay, just like this. Actually, just go ahead and do the full bar to the top, okay? Nothing else changes. And so it would sound like this. And you come back to C, and do your G, C, D, C, G. And so it would sound like this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is a lot of fun, and I didn't spend a lot of time playing the variation chords very slowly, which you can do on your own now that you know the strum and the tempo, and then you can just speed it up as you learn it better. I will be posting another video in which I'm going to give you a suggestion of an arpeggio that you can use to be able to accompany this song, and I'll just give you a quick preview for that. So keep coming back. I'll have that video, and then thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.